Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel. I'm Will Richardson, your host, and with me in the studio for not the first time. In fact, he's been hanging around a lot lately. Can't get rid of him. Is Nicholas. Oh, sorry, Nicholas. Did you hear that?
I did.
Nicholas Richardson.
Delighted to be here.
Still unrelated.
Thank you for putting up with me.
Yeah, no, the pleasure is all ours. We enjoy putting with you.
Of course you do.
Yeah, very much. Now, we have a guest with us, joining us from Kyiv. Have you met Patrick before?
Only via the your show.
You were on the show with him on my talk show, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, on There's a Will. Yeah. Okay. Patrick, are you there?
I am.
Now, Patrick, you're in beautiful downtown Kyiv. Very impressive site, sartorially as well as architecturally. Tell us where you are and what you're wearing.
Yeah, I'm right behind me is St. Sophia in city center of Kyiv, and then I've got a Shivanka on from the Chernihiv region. And what's interesting about these is the design of the Shivankas indicate what region of Ukraine they were made in and where you were from. So this particular one is from Chernihiv. It's about 110 years old. So I've started to get a small collection of these antique Shivankas. They're quite comfortable, nice linen.
So it's the Ukrainian version of a dashiki.
Sure.
More or less, right? It's hand woven, I presume, right?
It is hand woven.
Yeah.
The stitching is really ornate. And if I was in Chernihiv right now, all the babulas would be wooing over me in my Shivanka.
What is a babula?
A babula, it's like a grandma, like an elder woman, village woman.
Like a babcha in Polish. Babcha in Polish. Babushka in Russian, right?
We don't want to talk about that.
You're not allowed to talk about Russians?
Right now, I'm kind of, got my feelings.
Have you had enough lately? We're going to talk about that later. Okay, now, where you are is a very interesting place in Kyiv. This, I suppose, is the iconic image. Thank you for wearing the shirt, because together with the picture behind you of the cathedral, I mean, it actually could not be better. I mean, this is beautiful presentation. So thank you for that, Patrick. Tell us about the church and.
Yeah, I'm definitely not an expert on it. It's from it's Byzantine architecture. I think the foundation was first laid in 1011 and finished in 1037. It's one of the only sites in Ukraine that's on the World Historical books through, I believe it's through the United Nations, maybe, for historical places. So yeah, it's now a museum. It's not acting really as a church. Ironically, I think what's really interesting there, St. Michael's is adjacent at the end of the street, so they kind of face each other. And I think the last time.
Can you switch around and show us the monastery which is facing it?
Yeah.
If you just turn around, we could see it, couldn't we? Okay, that's the church, right?
This is the church, yeah.
Let's see the monastery now, which is right across the square. It's a very big square there.
So this is what they've done in wartime with all of the monuments. They've encased them to protect them from shelling and missiles. And this started earlier on in the war. And then I think this is the Hyatt from like 1970. And then there's St. Michael's at the other end right there.
That's the monastery that we see down there, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yep, and that monastery is where soldiers' funerals are still happening. It's still an active church.
And the cathedral is blue, light blue motifs, and that's green, isn't it, as I remember?
Correct.
You can't see from here, but it's sort of a mint or lime green, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is. And interesting, during Maidan, during the revolution, when the fighting was happening, the bells rang in that bell tower for the first time, and I'm not going to say how many years, but a significant amount. I want to say well over 100 years.
Wow.
That the bell tower did not ring, and during Maidan, the bells rang for the first time.
I did not know that, but I was twice in Maidan during this time, and have tons of photographs from the square, and it was a very interesting, I can tell you, time. You couldn't foresee what's happened though. But let's leave that for the next show.
Sure.
Stay with us, Patrick, for another episode, which we'll be broadcasting tomorrow night. I want to ask you about the events of last evening when there was a major missile and barrage and drone attack on the city that you and I were speaking about in the middle of the night. Okay, thank you everybody for watching Poland Daily Traveler. I'm in the studio with I'm Will Richardson in the studio, and I'm with Nicholas Richardson in the studio. A bit confusing, which Richardson, and Patrick Patterson in Kyiv. See you.